Good morning, I'm Jeff. I'm the Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 11495 Southwest Greenburg Road here in Tigard. We're located at there's 3 units, A, B, and C. We're behind C right now. All the lines come out the rear of these units. We're going to work our way across all of them. Anyway, this is unit C here, 3-inch ABS cleanout. As our point of access, I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer lines. Here we go. So this right here looks like this line is actually terminating about 30 feet out. It's hitting a T connection in the line. This is not a directional turn or connection here. I'm going to see if I can verify whether there's an easement at the rear of the property or not, because this is not going to allow me to turn the camera and go any direction that I'm trying to go anyway. It's going to just go the way the camera wants to go. And I just shoved my camera into there and it's just kind of hanging up. I did locate the camera head. The line comes out and heads over and terminates this spot here at the concrete pipe. It's directly behind the unit B, which is the original home. It's the middle unit. Right behind that, about 2 feet or so from the fence line. The line is pretty much all the way drained out at this point. We're going to give it just a minute longer to drain. Some settling has occurred here. There's a belly in the line. And that water dissipates here at about 9 feet out. Going back through the belly there, the water level does go all the way over the camera lens, so there's at least an inch of standing water there, probably an inch to an inch and a half, which in a 3-inch pipe is about 50% of the line full of water. So I'm going to recommend a repair here. I'm going to map this out with some white paint. right, here at 9 feet, this is the end of a belly in the line. I've marked the beginning, or the end of it here with a white X. I'm going to reel back to the beginning of the belly here and get that marked as well. It's about 3 feet long. Starts here at 6 feet, extends out to about 9 feet 6 inches, about 3.5 feet long. And the depth there at 9 feet where the belly ends at was 1 feet 4 inches. It's very shallow. Okay, I have the belly mapped out here. There's a gravel strip running up between Unit C and Unit B, and this belly is basically spanning the width of that gravel strip. I don't know if it's a French drain, but that could be the reason why the line settled. There could be a lot of water movement through there, or the weight of the rock could have caused the line to settle because it's a fairly shallow line. You can see there's some remnants of debris there that I actually knocked out of the way when I scoped out. So it did cause some debris to build up there. When I first ran the camera, I punched a decent quantity of it out of the way. So it is causing debris to hang up in the line. So I do recommend correcting that belly. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Unit B. And talking to the realtor and buyer, it sounds like at some point the home to the rear of this property may have been tied onto the line. I would recommend contacting the city to verify that the lines have been separated at this point from the other property. All right, we're over here behind Unit B at this point. Again, this line's also going out the rear, 3-inch ABS. And this line here is going basically directly into concrete pipe. It's ABS right when it starts, but it is concrete immediately upon access to the line. They do have a tie-in here at about 17 feet. I'll try and run some water from that in just a minute. I don't know if that's a connection from another home, one of the other units. Like it's transitioning over to PVC pipe here. And so far this is looking like 4-inch pipe. And right here at this connection, it looks like there might be a little bit of dirt coming in from the outside of the pipe. It's hard to tell what that is exactly. There's no root strands or anything like that. And then it's right back to concrete. So I don't know if there may have been a repair there at some point or what that was. There's another one of these spots with some PVC pipe here too. This one's got a bigger, it looks like dirt is possibly coming in from the outside of the pipe there. That one's bulging out in the line there a little ways. Now I just added some more water into the line. Let's see if we can get the camera to go any further. I'm having a really hard time getting the camera to move at this point. Just due to the length and the overall configuration of the pipe. I'm going to attempt to locate the camera head. I did my best to try and locate this by walking over to the apartment complex next door, trying to get behind their property. I'm unable to pick the camera signal up, and it looks like this line is heading through a whole bunch of different properties here. I would have the permission to go on to try and do some locates. And so we're here at 87 feet. This spot right here is undoubtedly way off of the property. I don't know if this is the start of roots here, or if this is where dirt is coming in. But it looks like everything's flowing past this point okay right now. So obviously we've got some dirt bulging out into the pipe. At least that's what it looks like, is dirt. Worms actually worming through the joint can actually create these. As they come through, they move the dirt into the pipe. There's no roots or anything like that, but the joint does obviously look compromised there. So I would recommend repairing that. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to actually locate these spots as it's traveling through so many backyards. So the most ideal way to repair it may be to do a pipe sleeve or liner. And we have a similar situation going on here at about 57 feet out. When I walk to the back fence line, I'm not picking a signal up back there, so it's definitely beyond the fence. I'll try and locate this as it crosses over the fence line, just so we have an idea of where the pipe is running, or the direction anyway. Yeah, I've drawn a white arrow on this side of the property. It's just on this side of the fence line with an arrow showing the direction it's running. Pretty much all those distances out that I was trying to locate at would be underneath. It looks like a bunch of stuff. It's traveling through, looks like multiple different properties. There's trailers and sheds and all kinds of stuff over there that would make it very, very difficult to even locate in the first place, let alone to actually dig and do a repair. So most likely to do a trenchless repair would be the ideal way to go. I'm going to run some water from the other unit here just to make sure that's the tie-in from unit A. And just ran some water down the clean out off the back side of, okay, there it is right there. So that is where unit A ties in. We're going to move over and scope that line out to this point, or right here, make sure that line's okay. All right, we're over here at unit A at this point. We run a whole bunch of water down this line already, so I'm going to just leave it dry at this point. Still a little bit of standing water here. It looks like the pipe has settled and that joint has become somewhat offset. It's very minimal. It's not affecting the flow in any way. But that joint there has separated a little bit. The water is standing at it, so it's not open to the ground. Otherwise, that water would be out of there. And this right here is where it ties into the concrete line. This connection looks a little bit offset here. Yeah, I've located and marked this spot. It's with a white T just behind the deck area. It's about 1 foot 8 inches deep, very shallow. I recommend getting that fixed so it's not. It looks like there's some separation there between the pipe connecting to the concrete. There's kind of a space there between those. And then I'm going to reel back here to where that line is, where the line's separating in the ABS pipe. I'll mark that with an X, which is right here. It's a very, very small amount of shifting there, but it's one of those spots that could get worse. The joint could be compromised enough that it could allow roots to get in at some point. At this point right now, stuff is flowing over that very, very easily.
which is cheating.